two idiots to say a few words on their behalf. So, here goes. They're raw, unrefined, definitely rough around the edges. Apparently, they're all you're gonna need for the next 2 hours. Really?
Hi, it's your man Andre, and we're back with another edition of the talk show with a twist. The program that unites the US and the UK as we continue to build bridges through discussion. Does the fact that we're from different countries mean that our outlook on life will be different? Pull a ticket, take a seat, and get ready for the sort of discussion which can be found in any black barbershop around the world, heavy on opinion, passion, and chanter. Welcome to Something for the Weekend. Easy, anything you want to add before we go to a break?
Yeah, what's wrong with balance between two people on the same level?
I mean, that is a fair question. I know, Bay, and I know what you're saying about there's always a captain, but I have to admit, I do still struggle about the fact that the woman has to show her cards first and do the things. I'm not quite sure why in a relationship, why I can't do something for my girl. She does something for me. I do something for her. She does something for me. And we grow and build together like that, as opposed to she has to show me that she's up to my standard. She does all these things. Once I'm happy, okay, now I'll start to help you. That just feels a little unfair.
Right. Well, first of all, I'm not co-signing any of what you and Easy is saying because I never said that. you guys are exaggerating so much about what I'm really saying, and I get that. This is a very passionate, sensitive topic.
No, but
nobody.
Okay, but you know,
okay, go ahead.
but you know, but it's like I said, like Andre, it's the thing where you said, you know, she's got to show you first.
That's why I'm quiet.
That's it. Comes across like, you know, it can't. You've got to show me.
So how do you think it should happen? Easy.
Cool.
So I answered you this 10 minutes ago. It would be a great utopian situation if we can all walk in the door at the same time and put our cards on the table 50-50. You show me your love.
I'm not saying it has to be 50-50,
No, but would you answer to me? Somebody has to make the first move, guys. So
of course.
Is it them or you?
But you're talking about showing cards. So you're not saying the woman.
No, that's for figure of speech. My point is just this: you guys are saying, why does she have to show all of this? I'm saying, how would you prefer it to happen? Let me hear your way.
Well, Bay, I wouldn't. Sorry, I wouldn't have a questionnaire like you have for starters.
You wouldn't have a questionnaire?
Yeah, because you sound like you ever said, you know, you got to show me. So, do you do this? Do you?
You don't have any. Do you know any woman that doesn't have a prerequisite about having a man in a relationship?
But you find out. You find that out over time. You don't say, you know, I want this, I want that. Bop.
You do find that over time. I agree with you. And that's what I said. That makes the difference between if you're going to get serious with a woman or you're not, and vice versa with a woman. You know what I mean? In time, they show you who they really are instinctively. You can capture all of this really quickly if you're dating them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see what people are really about. You can see a selfish guy. If a woman is dating a guy, she can see if there's a dick. She can see it.
Yep.
Some women like dicks. They love a guy with a little edge. You know?
Well,
you know what I mean.
Apparently, all the women you like in the UK like dicks.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Or assholes, I should say. You know what I mean?
That's a whole new a whole new topic.
I think we got to go to break, right?
Yeah. I think
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go to a break. Okay, so yeah, guys, that was
Something, huh?
yeah, but I liked it. I liked it. So yeah, I'm trusting nobody's been offended by that. I'm pretty sure.
Nah,
Not at
man.
all.
It's how we
Everything is
roll in the
great. That's
barbershop,
how we
man. It's how
roll.
we
Hey,
roll.
man, this is what I'm saying, fellas. This is what we got to talk real. Man, people
Yeah,
come
yeah.
to us, they're going to tune in to hear that real talk. We can't be politicking. Now, again, we're not agreeing. Like you say, Dre, we're not always going to agree, but we all got
Sure.
to stand our ground and speak our truth. And
Exactly.
I love what Big T said about me. I'm a last of a dying breed, man. I believe that. I've had women say to me, babe, you look like you too much work. I ain't dealing with you. I've heard that.
Damn.
And I was like, wow, that's some real shit. And I loved it because I'm like, yeah, keep going, keep stepping, because you ain't for me.
I wasn't
Feed that
gonna
ego.
I wasn't gonna keep this subject going, but let me just ask one more question. As soon as you just said that statement,
Uh-huh.
and that's this: don't you think that it would be easier in a relationship? Don't you think that the less expectations we have from a partner, the easier it is in a relationship, the more chance that relationship can make it? So, in other words, don't you think that by all these expectations that you're having and putting on a woman, that you're making the relationship itself more difficult, and a higher chance that this woman just won't be able to live up to your expectations, and resulting in the relationship breaking down?
I think that's a great question. I think that anytime you have a lot of expectations, you do set yourself up for disappointment. But I will answer that as I have my own set of principles and standards that I look for, and I believe women have the same standards and principles that they look for a lot of the times. And I'll just leave. That's how I answer that question. If I'm not for everybody, let me just answer it that way. And some women have said, "You're not for me. You are
Yeah.
too much." And I respectfully say thank you for being honest and good luck with the next guy.
For
And the
sure.
ones that can handle me, like the one I'm with now, we good.
For
And
sure.
that's how I answer that.
For sure. Okay. All right. Let's move on, man. But yeah, great stuff, guys. Okay, so let's hit the topic of the day, the one that's actually on the flyer,
Okay.
and it actually links in quite nicely with Bay's book anyway. And the question is the higher than ever divorce rate a byproduct of women's newfound independence? So easy. Let's start with you.
Why me? Why me?
Because
Why
you're the
me?
man, Easy. Because you're the man.
No, I'm not the
Because
man.
there's
No,
three of
no.
us, and,
Yeah.
and Bay does a lot of talking. Big T does a lot of talking.
What? And I do nothing?
No, let's.
Uh,
It's easy. Come on, what is this?
uh,
Rep
what?
your UK set. Easy, what's up, bro?
Ask the
Bro,
question
bro,
again. Ask
bro.
me the question again. Ask the question again.
Is the
Is
higher than ever divorce rate a byproduct of women's newfound independence? Do
no,
you get the question?
no. It's not. It's not down to their newfound independence. I think it's a case of. I think it's a case where a woman uh, is not going to put up with the bullshit that a
Mhm.
man may throwing at her in a relationship, be it emotional abuse, physical abuse, substance abuse, whichever. There's various things. Who doesn't look after in a certain way. The small things, the small
Okay.
gestures. Things like that.
Okay. T.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the main reason. I think that it's a factor in a bunch of other reasons why the divorce rate is higher than before.
Mm-hmm. And
So
could I go into detail?
so a lot of people look at it like, a guy messes up or a girl messes up. And, what I'm saying, that's the reason that, they end up getting divorced or splitting or whatever. But a lot of people going into marriage, with this blueprint that they, grow up seeing or watched on TV or what everybody expects of this, but they don't know that, a marriage is what you make it. You have to make it what's best for you. So when you idolize and you try to fit somebody else's parameters, you end up hurting yourself in the long run. So, people not knowing that and not, you know, f- uh, just basically having an understanding of what their relationship is and keep, basing it off of something else that they see or infatuate themselves with, then it ends up what we have today. So you hear about those marriages that last for 80 years, they're a dime a dozen, right? Because of that exact same reason.
And just quickly again, I didn't quite get what the reason was. Why do you think there's a dime a dozen marriages that last 80 years and now the divorce rate is so high? I didn't quite get the correlation.
Because they made their marriage work for them. They didn't go in saying I'm husband, you're wife, you do this, you do that. And
slow down right there. But isn't that exactly what Bay is saying? I'm husband, your wife, you need to do these things. These are the things I'll do. Isn't that exactly what Bay's saying?
To a certain extent, yeah.
But you're saying then those are the things that cause marriages to break down. That's what you're just saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
So how can you agree with Bay then if you're also saying those are the things that cause marriages to break down?
I said that the question was women's independence is causing a higher than average divorce rate, and I said that it's not the main reason; it's a contributing factor to several other things because there's no one solid reason that's happening. It's several reasons.
But you said that one of the reasons is that they go into relationships expecting too many things, and then when those things don't happen, that causes a breakdown. And I'm saying, but that's exactly what Bay says. He goes into a relationship expecting certain things. So I'm not sure how you can agree with Bay if you also agree that that's one of the reasons why marriages can break down. But I won't. Unless you want to answer that, I'll bring you into Bay. Unless you want to answer that.
No, I'm saying what are you saying that I'm agreeing with and not agreeing with?
I thought you agree with most of the things that Bay says, or am I mistaken? Do you not agree with all the things that Bay's been saying?
No, not everything. No.
Okay. All right, Bay. What's your
my answer to that is I think that the question is a higher than ever divorce rate because of newfound independence of women. I say that yes, I agree with that because
you guys make me laugh. You know, you got Easy on the one end, you got T in the middle, and far over on the other side you got Bay. Yes,
I think it's just simple. The simple answer is, divorce rates were lower back, especially in America. I think worldwide, when women needed men more for their survival, it had to last a little longer. The fact that women don't need men for their absolute survival, there's less compromise and sacrifice willing to be had in relationships, primarily because the women, to their credit, they were doing most of the sacrificing and most of the compromising. Now that they don't need to do that because they're more highly educated and they have more money and they have better professions, they don't need to deal with the relationships as long, and relationships don't last as long. The sacrifice and the commitment levels are no longer necessary in a woman's mind.
Andre,
sorry.
Andre, let me ask you a question. When you think of marriage, what do you envision it to be?
A unification of two people who share goals, ideas, workloads. Yeah, again, like Bay says, there cannot be a 50-50. But I just don't think that the parameters are as clear in this day and age as Bay would like them to be. I think a lot of women will feel that they're having to put the man before them as opposed to being a union and we both sacrifice together and grow together. In this day and age, you got women that don't even want to give up their names anymore, Bay.
I agree with that, Dre, and that's not the woman for me. That's what I'm trying to say. And most real men. I mean,
hold on, Bay. So a woman who doesn't take your last name, you do not want to know.
No, I don't. We can know each other, but maybe I'm not the man for her. Maybe she should marry the man who she can keep her last name, because I'm into tradition, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And again, and what I love about Dre's questions, and I know where you're going, a lot of what I'm saying and written in this book sounds outdated. Let me be very clear. I understand that that's the philosophy of a lot of people. But here's the truth. Here's the bigger question, guys. Just because society changes and philosophies and ideas change, does human nature change? And that's what I challenge people to ask themselves. My answer to that being a guy who studied psychology in college and my extensive books and research tell me no. Human nature really does not change, but ideas change and society norms change. So that's how I answer those questions. It's just real simple, man. I'm okay with a woman who wants to keep her last name, but I do have the right to say I prefer my wife to take the last name Bright. Now we can discuss hyphen, hyphens and all that good stuff. When I was younger, I was absolutely against that. Today, I've opened my stance. But to say you want to stay Johnson and not have Bright anywhere near attached to your name, I wouldn't be interested in that.
T, what about you?
Okay.
Say that again. No. The question.
How do you feel about a woman who looking to marry a woman but she wants to keep her surname? Is that a break deal, or could you live with that?
No, it's not a deal breaker. I would be kind of offended, but and
why would you be offended, T?
Because I would want to create my own legacy, but
there you go.
You got to be equal. I mean, you got to be equal with stuff. You got to be understanding that it's her right to do that if she wants to.
But I like T. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm jumping in on you because this is great stuff. You're going to see his natural inclination is to feel offended, like I would feel. But he's now trying to say, because he's trying to use his heart tells him he's offended, his gut, but his mind, because he's trying to embrace the new reality of social norms, is saying he can't rock that boat. Let that live. So he'll live with that pain of rejection and
it's
feeling
not rejection, bro.
No, that's what he said.
No.
What did you say? What did you say, T? You felt what? What was your feeling? I said rejecting. That's the wrong word. You felt what?
I said slightly offended.
Offended, okay.
Yeah, but it's not a gut punch. It's like, okay.
Man, now we talking crazy. It's either when I'm offended, somebody gut punch me. That's the way that is. But I'm not going to speak for you. But usually when somebody's offended, they offended for a reason.
Okay.
I'm saying, fellas, if we're going to talk, we got to talk real, man.
Bro, that's why I'm dropping these questions, because that's what I want. Easy.
Okay.
You were going to say something. Have you forgotten what you're going to say?
No.
Okay.
No, I was going to ask Bay, with regards to taking his name, and is the woman supposed to walk 4 paces behind you as well?
See, you trying to make me sound like some caveman, and I
no. I
brushed that nonsense off my shoulders.
I think in parts you're doing fine all by yourself.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. The women who want a real, you know what, Easy? What I love, and this is what's great for women to see, the differences between the kind of man that we both are. And there's nothing wrong with either way. But I'm the kind of man that stands on my principles. I don't want a woman who's going to tell me if she wants to marry me, I'm keeping my last name and I want the baby's last name to be my surname. I'm not comfortable with that. And I have no problem saying that. You might be comfortable with that, E.
I actually am comfortable with that.
Okay.
The honest truth is, I don't think I'd be comfortable with it. But
Easy, you okay if your son or daughter has your wife's surname? That's a first. I've never heard that, but this is why we have these.
We said we weren't talking about. There was no kids involved. We're talking about the man and the woman. We're talking about the man and the woman. You're talking about the man and the woman.
Hey, because the woman kept her name wouldn't necessarily mean that the
you can't be with her.
No, that the kids don't have her name.
I'm sorry, Andre.
No, I was just saying that because your potential wife decided to keep her name, that wouldn't necessarily mean that the children still couldn't have your name.
Oh, well, it goes without saying. My son, and I have a son, if I had more kids today, they would have my last name. I mean, that's just the way it goes in society. Now, in a new society, that could change, but I'm not interested. See, just because everything changes in society, guys, don't mean you have to jump on the bandwagon. The beauty of all of this is everybody has the freedom to do whatever they want to do. This is not do it Babe Bright's way, or it's not right. It's about, hey, I have what I want, and if you're not that woman, then I can respect that. Find a guy that you can live with.
Let me just quickly say, Babe, that just because it's been like that for years also doesn't mean that it's right. So
Okay.
just like you said, just because society is sort of pushing for changes, that doesn't mean that it's right.
So
You're
you
correct.
want so if you have a wife and you have children, you're okay with them having your wife's surname. Are you good with
No.
that?
No.
Okay. Is it right or wrong though to you?
Well,
Maybe it just is. I agree.
Well,
with
I'm
you.
not
Maybe
sure
it
if it's
just
a question of right or wrong. You asked me what I would want, and yes, my kid's got to have my name.
is. And why is that?
I'm selfish that way.
Well,
That's why.
okay. Hey, and I respect your honesty.
I think it's a
respect
fact
your
of
honesty.
opinion. I think it's a fact of opinion of what they want was, what I'm saying, for their family. Certain situations, you got to remember it's all types of, provocations that comes with like certain family backgrounds. So sometimes it's necessary for a young lady or a guy to keep, their last name in the marriage because they might be the last one and they want to keep that going. You know what I mean?
So
I have
Roxanne,
evolved in the hyphenation. I've evolved. When I got married back in the day, I was like, hey, you gotta I'm gonna, like I said, when I speak guys and gals, I'm gonna use real life experiences.
Yeah.
I married a woman who had a Panamanian background and they speak Spanish primarily, but she was Afro-Caribbean, but she had a Spanish upbringing in Panama. The bottom line is she asked me before we got married, her parents wanted to see if she could keep her name and have our son have their name as well as mine.
Hey.
And I said, you guys, I guess knowing me by now, know what I said to that, right? Absolutely not. And maybe she was offended by that. But,
no mas.
oh well. I told her
No mas.
she said, my dad wanted to know if we could use his name with our son Marcus. My son's name is Marcus. I said, absolutely not. He's a Bright. And that was the end of it. And if she wasn't good with that, it wouldn't have worked out. Now it didn't work out anyway after a certain amount of time, but the truth is that was a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Vámonos, muchachos.
Okay.
Sorry, Roxanne, go for it, man.
That's okay. Joey Manning says, divorce is because not as many people get married with forever in mind. People now think, well, if I'm not happy after a little while, I'll just get divorced. Yes, there are reasons for divorce, but most divorces aren't for those handful of reasons. You have to decide, love your spouse every day, whether you feel like it or not. Love that is reliant on feelings is not good or reliable love. And as I said, that's from Joey Manning.
Yeah, that's Jay from B3F. What a guy. In fact, me and him are going to be doing a podcast later on, but that's another story. Carry on.
Okay.
Tina Walsh says, some men don't like the fact that women have their own independence now. Sad, but true.
Yep, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia Coletto says, when men would submit to matriarchy, they would be significantly happier.
Okay, that's a interesting thought.
Tina Walsh. Things are very different now. Look at the big change in the human race. Everything has changed in the world. I would never get married unless I know it's going to be forever.
Who said that?
That's from Tina Walsh.
The problem with that, Tina, of course, is that you never know whether or not it's going to be forever. Most people who get married, most people think it's going to be forever. Of course, one of the problems, and again, one of the reasons why I think there's a high divorce rate is that a lot of people, when they get married for emotional reasons. So they're in love and they get married. But I'm not sure if that is a stable reason to get married, because we all know you can love someone today and you can hate them tomorrow. Maybe it needs a little bit more than just that emotional feeling to decide on such a big step as getting married. But yeah, that's my thought. Roxanne?
Also, I think Nelda Bailey agrees with Bay's comment. She says, married or not, children should have the father's last name as head of state.
That's interesting. Married or not?
Yeah.
As head of state.
Yeah.
There's some women, Dre, let's just be real, guys, and thank you, Roxanne. There's so many women I've spoken to, they believe in the traditional head of state mindset. Yeah. They really do. And that's why so many women have agreed with me. Some don't, obviously, but so many women love the traditional way, quote unquote, status quo, the way it is, however you want to spin it. They and they respect that, and I mean, to each his own, guys and girls. But there are many women who agree, and I would bet to say over half, at least in America. You can see how the politics go in America, how they vote. Don't listen to what people say. Look at what they do.
Indeed, indeed.
Can I just say, Tracy Alder says, but what if you absolutely love this woman and she won't keep your name? Are you going to let her go or let her loose?
I wouldn't marry her.
Yeah.
If she would have, I wouldn't marry her. No, I wouldn't. No, because I would say I can love her, but we don't have to be married. I could still stay with her, but I mean, if she wasn't willing to at least hyphenate it, I'm okay. I've evolved. If she wants to be Johnson Bright, okay, I'm good with that. But if she just wants to be Johnson, then we don't need to be married.
So look at that then. So Bay, you are moving with the times. I thought that you were solid.
I told you that. Yeah, I have to adjust. Any smart man or woman will have to take everything into consideration, and some things are just not worth that much fighting for. My thing is, I can compromise where some things make sense. In today's world, a woman feels like she wants to do it. Now, when I was young, I wasn't with it. But as I've evolved as an older man, I'm with the hyphenated. What I'm absolutely against is giving my children her last name and not being hyphenated, because then that to me signifies something different. That's the reason. It's a reason why a woman wants to keep her name, and it's a reason why I want my name to be with my children and my wife.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised about the hyphen. I'm not even sure if I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and that's me trying to evolve, Dre.
So I was just shocked to hear you say that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that if something as such as a name can break up your matrimony, I don't think that you belong together. I mean, it got to be something stronger than that. Then you would just let a name or a last name break that down, especially if you plan on spending the rest of your life with that person.
Yeah, good point. Because I guess my question would be, if we're in love, why is it so difficult for her to say yes, you'll take my name?
Well, again, guys and ladies, we have to understand people with real common sense and a real sense of identity. This is about having ideas of what they want to be and what they want to leave. Like, I think Big T said something about lineage and heritage. That's very important to certain people. I mean, so I answer that question. There's certain things that are important to me. So I understand what you guys are saying about what's wrong with saying, okay, babe, let's not get married. What's wrong with that? You can keep your name and I'll keep my name. We could just be life partners. Why would that be so bad? How come I can't choose that, or somebody couldn't choose that way? You still staying together, you have a committed relationship, but you're just not married.
So what happens in the case of the child, and the child has a double barrel name? What happens in the name of the child in a you call it a life partnership, or whatever you call that? What happens to the?
Well, again, I think those kind of decisions, for me personally, everybody makes different decisions. I would probably not even have a child with a woman who was totally against having my last name or having my child. I wouldn't do it. It's a personal choice. And it's a reason behind
that person as a life partner.
Choices.
But you'd have that person as a life partner.
I would entertain it, but but it would come with parameters.
Wow.
I mean, that's just me though,
Okay.
And I think a lot of people think like me in that regard.
Right. Yeah. No, for me, I can't envisage the idea of deciding someone's going to be my life partner, but I don't want to have children with them. It's got to be either or. Either we're going to be life partners and she's also good enough to have my kids, or it's not going to work. But I can't envisage the idea of we're going to be life partners, but because you don't want to give the child my name, or you don't want to take my name, we can't have any kids. What about me? What happens? So what happens to you in that case? Then you just decide you're not going to have any kids, then, babe?
Well, no, in your scenario, Dre, I would have to determine that that's not the woman for me.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. T or Easy? Anybody want anything to say before we ask?
How about you, Easy?
No, I've listened intently, and this last name thing goes. Bay's got his view, his point of view. That's that.
We got to do a poll, fellas, on this one.
My view is slightly different. I mean, like I said, the last name thing, it's no biggie for me. Like in the greater scheme of things, if you love and respect this person, this other woman that you're with, this woman that you're with, nah, I don't think that the name thing is a biggie for me. Sorry.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I looked up the 10 reasons why marriages fail. So where do you think independent women ranked, Bay?
As why women fail, I would say top 5.
No, the top 10 reasons why marriages fail. So I've got a list.
Okay.
I've got top 10 reasons why marriage fail.
I would say lack of compromise. People who they're not willing to compromise anymore. That would be compromise would be the first one I would pick.
Okay, interesting. Especially from a guy who seems reluctant to compromise.
See, I never said I wasn't compromising. You guys are hearing what you want to hear.
I'm just pressing your buttons, man. I'm just pressing your buttons. Roxanne, I see you're here. Does that mean that we're gonna hear from you? Are you muted? You're muted. You're still muted.
Sorry, guys. Okay, got a couple here. Bay is old school, and that's good because it worked.
Yeah,
I'm with Bay. That's why we got married, because of my last name, and that's from Anthony Walker.
Oh, for a minute, I thought that was Bay's ex-wife or somebody. I'm with Bay. That's why we got married.
Hey, Dre, she still kept the last name Bright. I just want to throw that out there. My ex-wife.
I thought the last name was going to be Mountbatten or something.
That should tell you something, fellas. Go ahead.
Claudia Coletto says, I love the honesty and candor in here. So glad I randomly found this podcast.
Thank you.
Great stuff, Claudia. I hope Claudia comes back and tells others.
Yes.
Nelda Bailey says, name is important if you're an only child. My dad had one child, and that was a female. And that's it. I'm out.
Okay, Roxanne. Nice hearing from you. Okay. So we're back to the top 10 reasons marriages fail. T, what do you reckon the number one reason is for a marriage to fail?
Finances.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, finances. Yeah.
Okay. Easy?
Cheating.
Hey, that's a good one. But no, the guys from the US are right. Financial problems are the top reasons why marriages fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I guess makes a lot of sense. What do you think number 2 is?
Cheating. Infidelity. Maybe they use that word.
No, well, actually, I guess it makes perfect sense when I say it. Number 2 is communication.
Oh, okay.
To me, that makes perfect sense because, I think that's one of the big problems in any relationship.
Definitely.
Any sort of breakdown of communication.
I didn't tell you I was broke.
There you go. Perfect.
So much for being married without any money, guys. Keep that in mind next time you want to talk about. We don't need any money.
Listen, Bay. I already told you. Bay, I told you and Big T, I work harder than an ugly stripper. So,
and that's why you're still married. I said that's why he's still married.
Yeah, I don't think anybody said that. Did anybody say that you don't need money? Did anybody say
no, but it was kind of inferred that, insinuated that, women don't really need this and need that. That's where I'm going with that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Trust me, they always need money. They always need money. Trust and believe.
Okay. Maybe some of the listeners could drop a few comments on that. Do women always need money from their men?
As part of the equation. Put the whole thing out there.
I think one thing that people always forget is that money doesn't buy happiness. It just makes you less sad. And that's just
makes you less
sad.
All right. Some say that saying "money don't buy you happiness" is a rumor spread by the rich so that the poor don't try to get any, man.
Well,
money doesn't buy happiness, but I'd rather be crying in my Bentley convertible.
I like that. I like that. Easy. I like that.
all right.
Yeah. So, yep. The third biggest reason for marriage breakups: family problems, family relationships with children, parents-in-law, siblings, and stepchildren. Would you
Last
guys
name.
concur with that? No, last name. Last name's not there. Easy. Last name's not there. Not there.
But you know, the bad thing about that is people get married just because they have children, and they don't necessarily have a great foundation. You know, they just they had sex and they procreated, and now they figured marriage is the right thing to do. I think that a nuclear family is what's best for the child, but it's not always a solution to a possible problem to fix, you know, a relationship or anything.
Yeah, no doubt. But I guess if you have a child and you and the girl gets on, and you're hoping or thinking, yeah, let's do the right thing. Again, marriage is a gamble. No matter how you look at it, no matter what the scenario is, marriage is a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's to say whether or not, if you get a woman pregnant, whether or not you should stay with her? I guess the real answer is, were you getting on before? If you were, then maybe it's a reasonable step to take to get married. If you weren't getting along before, then obviously having the baby is not going to somehow fix that relationship. But the truth is, I don't think there's any right ingredient. There's been many of people who were married who were truly in love, only to get divorced or whatever years later.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. And the younger you are, the more of a gamble it is. Would you agree with that? Or Bay, you want to make anything you disagree with that I just said?
Oh man.
I think again, I think that marriage is a fundamental great tool for family and life success if people can, see it for what it really is. This is why books like How to Attract a Real Man is so important, in my opinion, because it speaks a lot of truth from real men's perspectives, and it's an aid to help marriages last. If you like communication, you said, Dre, is a breakdown. If you don't have the honest communication, this is why things fall apart. So I think that marriage, the most successful people long term have marriages like Jay-Z, Beyonce. Did you see Beyonce run out the door when Jay-Z's supposed infidelity happened? She understood the longer game and the bigger picture. That's just what I'm gonna say on that. So it's a risk, but
had nothing to do with money then.
No, she's got her own.
Of course, long term it probably did because they had children. You know what I'm saying?
So, Bay,
yeah,
if you married a woman and she had an affair or infidelity took place, would you stay with her?
I would have to get to the root of what the cause was, and we talk about it and communicate, and have to look at it. And that's been asked. Now, my woman will tell you straight up. She said, "Oh, you'll leave my ass in a minute if I cheated on you." And I said, "Not necessarily. I'd have to find out what the root cause is, because in my experience, women don't just cheat just to be cheating. At least the old school women. Today is a little different. It depends on the age. So because like I said, you guys are, it's for sure.
Yeah, because they're liberated. Because they're liberated.
and those liberated women, if I was like 25 years old, I'd probably like, fuck it, I'd be out. But at this stage of the game, I'd have to see what we all had together, and I'd have to really think about it. That's my answer, Dre. I wouldn't just necessarily leave, but I would be mad. I'd be probably pissed off, but I have to figure it out.
So T and Easy, would you guys agree with that, or you guys got a different take on that?
You know me already. Gone. See you later. Ding dong. The witch is dead. The witch is dead. The witch is dead. Seriously.
Really?
Cheat on me.
Regardless.
See you later. Yeah. Huh?
Regardless.
Yeah. Because look, okay. Without trust, you can't love. End of story. And if you don't trust her because of she's done this, boom, you must just save yourself a whole lot of hassle and bounce.
Okay. T?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Easy, because if if you gave your all to this woman and
Thank
you know she decided to betray your trust and throw that away without coming to you and talking about her problems or whatever made her insecurities that made her want to look outside the marriage, then it wasn't enough trust to keep them together to begin with, in my opinion.
I hear that. I hear
What
that.
about you, Dre?
Oh,
To be honest, I concur with you. I think it's easy to say, I'm gonna get out of here. No way. I'd leave no matter what. But I think that, like you, I would, or hope that I would be strong enough to at least try to find out what was going on. I mean, what if I was
who he was.
playing the field and she found out and then was angry and did something like that? Could I then, would it be hypocritical for me to then just say, I don't care, we're leaving? I don't know. I just think that like Bay said, in the younger days, no matter what, I'd be out. Now I could easily say to you, yeah, I don't care what I'd be out. But the reality is no, I'd probably want to at least have a discussion first, find out what's going on. And
what about the
the
trust?
reality is though, I don't know if I'd be strong enough to stay.
Right.
That's my problem.
I mean,
I
there's
don't know.
definitely a struggle, Dre. I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm on your page 100%. I think as we mature as men and we look at all the variables, I meant to say is you determine what's in it. Again, if your children is at stake, it's a lot of variables financially, or if you really just let's just get away from that. If you truly love the woman and you think that you can work it out, because what else is there? Who's to say the next woman won't cheat? Those are the things you got to think about. How much value is it in staying?
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay, guys. I was going to say, Andre, if your wife's going to cheat and you're going to forgive her, you're a very forgiving man.
I would. I didn't say I would. I said, get my discussion.
Okay. Nelda Bailey says, trust is another one, but integrity first. Excuse me, my bad. First is God, then integrity. Grounds to build. And that's from Nelda Bailey.
All right. Okay.
Victor Bosley says, no commitment. That's I think one of his top peeves for reasons for divorce.
Okay.
And then Claudia Coletto says, money makes you more of who you already are.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be. There could be some point to that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm out, guys.
Okay, Roxy. Cheers.
Process.
So did I say what time is it? Okay, we've got another
About 13 minutes.
So 4 was sexual problems, which is something Bay's always said. If the sexual chemistry is not right, I'm gonna make it. So that's quite high up. 5 is friend problems. Personal friends. All right. So they're saying basically, if your friends don't like your partner, that can damage the relationship, especially if you're listening to some of those friends and they're giving you bad advice, which I think happens all too often.
Yeah.
6 is addiction, drugs, alcohol. Okay, fair enough. 7, one easy mentioned about abuse. Abuse of any kind is never acceptable in a marriage. Physical and verbal abuse are all too often the cause of marital breakdowns. So I'm assuming, Easy, that you would concur with that wholeheartedly.
Unless it's consent. I'm joking. Calm down.
Are we talking like pulling hair and stuff like that and choking?
Yeah, and spanking from the back. Apologies before we get pulled up.
There's nothing to joke about. Yeah. Okay, I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 8, personality problems. There are many kinds of personality traits that make a couple incompatible, unable to reach agreement in matters concerning sex, intellect, and emotions. I'm assuming, Bear, you would concur with that.
Say that part again. I'm sorry. Read that one more time.
There are many kinds of personality traits that make a couple incompatible and unable to reach agreement in matters concerning sex, intellect, and emotions. So basically,
I concur.
Okay, great. All right. So number 9, expectation problems. Now, some would say, Bay, not me.
It's in the book, Dre. It's in the book.
Yep. There are those that would say that you should pay closer attention to this. Yeah, the ability to adapt to change in married life often depends on having realistic expectations about a spouse and the marriage relationship itself. So there, that comes on to this whole thing about the expectations and the expectations that you have, and yeah, number 9 says one of the main reasons, number 9 reason of why marriages break up is the expectations. So again, it really comes back to the question that I said, that if you had less expectations, maybe there'd be a higher chance of the relationships making it, of the marriage not breaking down. Would you concur with that?
I mean, I have a chapter in the book called "Realistic Expectations." So I agree with just the fact that expectations are a very, very important part of any relationship. You have to understand them going in and try to, adjust where necessary and where you can comfortably adjust throughout the marriage or the relationship. That's what I agree with.
I hear that. Easy. Was you going to say something?
I was, but let it go. Don't worry. It's good. It's good.
T, anything you want to say?
I think expectations should be discussed before you exchange vows, so that way you don't have to, peter over that decision afterwards, which will lead to your downfall in your marriage.
Yeah. You'd expect that, obviously, before you got married, you'd be spending some time together, and you would expect that during that time together, you would have discussions along the way, and those discussions would enlighten you on the expectations of each other. So you'd have thought that by the time you're looking to or talking about marriage, you should already have a clear understanding of the expectations of your partner. I would have thought.
No, unless you're on that. What's that program called? Married at First Sight.
Well,
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That was quite an interesting show, actually.
What?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I saw it.
You watched it?
Yeah. I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it.
I must admit, I watched what was it? 90 Day Fiance. Was it the one where they come out of lockup? When they come out of prison? Yeah. And the hooker went, I was like,
all right, Roxanne?
Last couple of comments. Nelda Bailey says fairy tale expectations are not real. And and we've also got marriage is for those who believe in commitment. Money pays for gambling, but never for real love. And that's from Thenia in Australia.
In Spain. Is that Spain?
Yeah, I'm not, Constantinius.
Is that from Spain? The woman from Spain?
No, I think she's from Australia.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Can I
did she not say she was going to work?
Yeah, but obviously she's going to be late. She's going to be late.
She better not blame us, That's all I'm saying. She better not even think about blaming us.
Well,
go to work. Yeah.
Roxy, you wanted to say something. I heard you say. Go. What you want
I was going to say, but I think it might be too late. We've only got a few minutes. But does the number of partners that your significant other has had, would that have any bearing on your relationship?
Ooh,
I didn't hear the question. Sorry, could you repeat that question for me, Roxanne?
Does the number of partners your significant other has had, would that have any bearing on whether you commit to your partner?
Okay, let's go with T.
Yeah, you might want to go to the next person on that. because women lie about women lie about their numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
Those numbers.
Because the guys like you,
men don't, right?
Because the guys like you who don't like the answer.
I'm not gonna lie, because
men fry it up and women bring it down, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Roxy, you brought this in at the last minute. This is another hour.
I wanted to interject earlier, but you guys were having so much fun. That's my question to you guys.
T is struggling with it. T is struggling.
No, yeah. I don't see that from T often, man.
I'm telling you, I'm all about honesty, but I got to think, if you
only
hit
to a certain point, though.
if you hit over, 30,
if you hit over 5,
no. If you hit over 30, or let's say 40, and like we say in the U.S., if you got over 40 bodies, and you know what I'm saying, in your adult life, you know what I'm saying, it's like, okay, There can't be serious relationships, and if the law of averages is you got to times that times 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, I don't. If anything, I'll times the times 2 and still think, that's a bit high. What were you looking for in all these people? You know what I'm saying, that you couldn't find in one or maybe 5 relationships or whatever. But
yeah, you might want to go and get a COVID test.
COVID, you get an everything test.
Exactly.
I hope she had something for the weekend. That's all I
want. Very good. Very good.
Love it. So, what about you, Easy?
Do you know what? I'm not sure I'd really want to know. Like, in a kind of way. Would it be?
Does
would
that
it be
come up in conversation?
No, it doesn't, does it? It doesn't. I mean, no, I don't know. No, I don't think I've ever had that kind of situation. So no, you don't. You look at, you look at the person for who they are right there and then. No, okay, so you like teaser. How many body you got behind you? And if she says, "Oh yeah, well it was 2 coach loads," no, come on, see you later.
Okay. What about Bay?
Man, that's a great question, Roxy. First and foremost,
I was going to say, people are loving it out there. They love that
body count.
I mean, and I know we press for time, but the answer is no. It wouldn't bother me, but it would be a struggle. When I was younger, it was a struggle, and as I evolved into the real man that I believe I am today, I had to challenge myself. So I want to give that long-winded answer, Roxy. I had to challenge myself to. A woman once said to me, "Why do men think they have a patent on sexual appetite and sexual prowess? Women have just as big as sexual appetites as men, and we shouldn't be looked down upon." It takes a very mature man to respect and understand that. I agree with T that women lie about their numbers. But so the answer is, I can live with it if I thought you had the other qualities that I felt would indeed more necessary to make a real relationship. That's my answer. I can live with it.
Even if a body count was higher than yours, babe. Even if a body count was higher than yours.
That's a great question, Dre. It'd be hard for a woman to have a higher body count than me, but you never know.
Oh, is that why you prefer UK liberated women?
Hey, you know what? Probably so. And it's not that they couldn't have more, because women can get it faster.
Well, exactly.
But most women don't really go there unless they're in the professional business, if you know what I'm saying. and if you asking me, could I marry a professional sex worker? I probably couldn't. I don't think I'm that real yet.
Work in progress.
Appreciate the honesty.
No doubt.
For sure. All right, bro. Look, we haven't got much left, so I think we need to skip towards the exit.
Dre, you didn't answer that question, man.
Right. My answer is, I think again, unfortunately, I agree with you. When I was younger, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. Right. As you get older, you start to realize that women have got their own thing going on as well. You're an idiot if you think otherwise, and you're really restricting yourself if you decide to say, "Oh yeah." I mean, what's the number? That's the first thing. What number you?
Well, Big T said 30 to 40. I'm probably good at 50. Anything after 50, I'm kind of nervous, but it just depends at that point.
Yeah. So what does it mean then? What happens then? You meet a girl, you get on really well, and you think, "Yeah, this is the one for me." Then you find out she's got 50.
If she got 51, I'm gonna be like, "Oh damn!" You know what I'm saying? It was really
exactly.
So close, but yet so far.
So you gotta tell it. Let me go out and let me go hit 2, so I break your record, and it'll be good.
Balance things up. Okay, look, guys, we've got 2 minutes to go, so let's wrap things up a bit. Just very quickly, final thoughts. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm gonna make it quick. Women, you guys are the foundation. I say a lot of stuff about real men, but the reason why I write this is because I personally believe women have the toughest job in the universe. You guys are the foundation. So my final thoughts is, I believe that men are not able to do what women can do as far as the ability and the capacity to love. And that's why I think I put the mental burden in my mind and I look for women who can carry that burden, because I think that you guys are the the ones that can do it the best. So women are the foundation. That's my message. And I'm just looking for women to really take that by the mantle. And because without y'all, we can't do this shit the right way.
All right, unless someone's got something quick to say, we're running very short time. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah,
No?
I think that people need to be realistic these days and stop, basing their life on what they see on TV and everything. Real life, stop reading these books and thinking that, I got to follow by these exact rules. Do what's best for you. Don't just follow, don't be another cog in the machine. Be an individual and do what's best for you. Because that way you won't end up on another episode of Maury or something like that.
Yeah. I think in a nutshell, for me, it's really just about trying not to have too high expectation of the person you're with. I think the more expectations you have, the more you set yourself up and the relationship for failure. I think it's all about trying to accept people as they are and trying to love them for their goods, their bads, their faults. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle together. And I think it's really about as straightforward as that for me. But yeah, we've got to go easy. So I can't even ask you what your thoughts are. But before we go, a few messages asking about JXP Productions. If you Google the JXP juxtaposition debate or do a search on YouTube, you should find some of our early stuff produced by JXP Production, which was the precursor to what we're doing now, something for the weekend. So yeah, check it out. As always, a big thank you to the three of you for putting on yourselves on the line. Basically, every time we get together, don't forget to come back in 2 weeks with your own intro, guys. Don't forget to come back with your own intros. Thanks to Ellen Soul Radio and Soul TV for giving us a platform to do our thing. Thanks to the 6th member of the group. That's all of you who reached out to us and dropped comments. Thanks to Anthony B, and a special thanks to Roxanne. For all you guys do behind the scene. Most of all, thanks to all of you who have taken the time out of your lives to simply tune in on Facebook, Twitch, Ellen Soul Radio. Hopefully you like what you saw, and you'll not only come back, but you'll tell others, because of course none of this is really worthwhile without you. Big T, can I say goodbye?
All right, everybody. I enjoyed today. I can't wait to do it again. You know what I'm talking about?
Great stuff. Easy.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks.
For sure. Bay.
Thank you, everybody. Check me out on BayBright, BVE.com. BayBright.
Right. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Where you at? You gonna say goodbye?
Good night, everyone.
Hey. My name's Andre. This was Something for the Weekend. We're about to cut and fade out. So good night, all. See you in 2 weeks. We're closing up shop.
Peace.